Tony Conn, and I've been Yogi's partner in this adventure that we took on a few years ago. Today, I'm very pleased to share with you where the Peace Pipe Letter project has gone and where it's going. But for those who may not be familiar, let me briefly share with you how we got here. In fall of 2015, I uncovered this trove of letters from around the world from a bank vault. Now, we know they hadn't seen the light of day in over 50 years. So it was pretty exciting. In 2019, we released the book at the Hamburg Convention, and this is where our story picks up today. If we had to pick a letter to show what this project is about, it would be the reply from Rotary Club of Jerusalem. I'm going to read to you this highlighted area. We have all sorts in our club, about 10 nationalities, at least 5 different languages represented, and we all find in Rotary a common meeting ground in spite of differences of race, religion, and tongue. We have strong Zionists and equally strong anti-Zionistic Arabs in the club, Britishers, Americans, and Germans, etc. And they all meet amicably as Rotarians, although acutely disagreeing on most other points. One of my warmest friends is a German surgeon who, as a combatant officer, faced the trenches at Le Bassée, which I also was serving. So you will see that we are ourselves a sort of living pipe of peace, always being smoked. So this is a copy of the letter that Jewett Fulton sent out to the 504 Rotary clubs. In it, he asked for, following the old Indian custom, we invite the Rotary Club of Paris to smoke the pipe of peace with us in spirit as our expression of international goodwill and fellowship. We would be most happy to receive a reply from you, as it is our sincere desire to establish and perpetuate Rotary contacts and friendships outside of our country.
The highlight of my whole Rotary career since 1995 had been end of January 2023. At our book party, which Tony had mentioned, 2019, there were 2 Jewish Rotarians from Jerusalem. And one guy is here on the right-hand side, Dan Shanit. He was the reason why I went to Jerusalem end of January. Moin, moin. Yogi Reppmann, Rotary Club, Northfield, Minnesota, and Flensburg. I'm a historian from Northern Germany, and I have the pleasure to meet 2 wonderful Rotarian friends from Jerusalem. Dieter, who is from Hamburg originally, Ochsenzoll, Hamburg. Just say something about your club.
Our club was the first one in then Palestine, chartered in 1929, and this is the interesting thing, chartered on the initiative of Rotary in Cairo. In those days, the borders were different than from today.
Thank you, Dieter. Dan, thank you for coming to Flensburg. As you and I like this letter from December 23rd, 1931, highly moving, the Peace Pipe Project, this new chapter, 2019, what does it mean to you?
It means a lot for a very practical reason. First of all, I'm sure you're aware of the situation in the Middle East, let alone the fact that there are 2 clubs in Jerusalem, an Arab club and a Jewish club, that don't speak to each other.
Oh, shit.
That you can cut out. But basically, you have to realize that the beauty of this letter, that I'm just as enthusiastic as you are, was the fact that somebody there wrote, we are coming from so many different backgrounds, Jewish and Arabs and Americans and Brits, and we disagree about a lot of things, but we are Rotarians, and that's what keeps us together. If you, and I throw a challenge at you, if you want to revive a concept of somehow, not in the same way necessarily, but bringing people together, start with Rotary in Palestine and Israel.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dieter. Well, here we have sort of part 2 of that fairy tale Rotary adventure to Jerusalem, the Palestinian Rotary Club, which has no contact with the old Jewish kind of Rotary Club founded 1929, is meeting in the American Colony Hotel in East Jerusalem. And the president, Fadi Shurafa, and I hit it off. We met at 8 p.m. and this is next morning, 4:30 a.m. We talked all night, had a few glasses of Coke. What is story on all levels? I had visited a little bit the East Bank. Banksy has started Waldorf hotel with an exhibition. Fadi's younger brother, for example, just was released 12 years prison in Israel. I asked him, how did your mom handle it? How often could she see her son? And he said, well, once a month. And even the Pope in Rome phoned Israel and the prime minister and tried to support maybe a second visit a month or so. All that was not possible. And his baby brother wrote his PhD in an Israel prison. To make a long story short, an amazing night, sort of the highlight of my Rotary career. This is now the first step. The daughter of Fadi Shurafa, Nadine Shurafa, next to Tony and Donna, was visiting us for a week in May. And she came to the Rotary meeting. She's a pre-med student. We introduced Mayo Clinic and the very fine Northfield Clinic. Donna Eicher, next to her, was her host. The day before I met Fadi, I was visiting the Augusta Victoria Hospital in East Jerusalem, the main Palestinian hospital. The story in behind is that 1898, the last German emperor with his spouse, Augusta Victoria, was visiting the Holy Land for 3 weeks, was impressed, and in the name of his wife, he founded that hospital. Visiting the hospital, there was a big truck. And then I saw the German national flag, the Palestinian flag, German cooperation. So Nadine did an internship and said, well, we even have a shortage sometimes of plastic tubes for little babies and so on. And I thought, Scott, maybe that's a wonderful international project for us to support that Augusta Victoria Hospital. This is now May of last year. Maybe you recall, after the Rotary meeting here in this room with the world president Holger Knark, we also had a friend from Paris, Jörg Penno, and we had a sacred peace pipe ceremony organized by Tony on the farm of Brad Rees. Jörg Penno, graphic artist, and Donna Eicher started to join forces. They are working on this project, Star Peace. This is the waterman. Water is in the center of all the projects of Star Peace and our project, the Keokuk Peace Letters. This is my favorite waterman, sort of teaching all the kids around the world that water is central. This is the latest logo and the actions. What is going on?
This poster shows how widespread the letters, the replies that came back, and you can see there from all the continents. We did reply. Most letters came from Europe there, which was the most interesting with the developments that will take place over there the next decade. And around the border are the flags of the nations that replied.
Wunderbar. Flyers are on your table. Latest last week, Tony composed that short, brief essay, The Timeless Spirit of Rotary Keokuk Peace Letters. Thank you very much.